So, welcome back to the reading vlog. It is Tuesday, so a late start, which, happens. And we're on the floor because it's a little bit more comfortable and feasible right now because I don't want to get the tripod out. So, yeah, you will have to live with this look behind me. So, yeah, I have to say, I'm not the most motivated person at the moment. I think I'm kind of burned out on life. It's a little bit more on the annoying side. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to my holiday in October. And it's still so long until then. And I feel like I'm in this permanent state of stress and I can't come down from it. And that really hinders me in life because even though I feel like I'm permanently stressed and I have so much to do, I get pretty much nothing done. And yeah, I mean, I haven't even put makeup on in like 2 weeks, I think, because of the weather and stuff, and I just don't feel productive at the moment. So, I am sorry if the reading vlogs lack a little bit of content at the moment, but it's just life, and I'm just documenting my life while reading. And I do want to include a little bit more of my other hobbies in the next few months, because I feel like it's my channel. I can technically talk about what I want to talk about, and I do want to talk a little bit about the other hobbies I have because, they are all a big part of my life. Coming to that, I did finish a book over the weekend and yesterday. As I said, I didn't film anything because it was really hard to motivate myself to film. But yeah, I read Goddess of the River by Vaishnavi Patel. I probably butchered that. I'm really sorry. This is, as I didn't know, actually a retelling of an Indian myth, which I think is a fabulous book to put in a book box. This is the Illumicrate book for last month. Or May. I think it might have been May because I got the boxes the wrong way around. But yeah, I gave it 3 stars. But I feel like it's a really, really good book, and I would recommend it to everyone who is interested in reading a book like that. It's just that I'm not particularly the most interested in the story of the book. Like I find the concept and the retelling of the myth super duper interesting. Um, it was really, really cool, just like the what the myth is about just isn't really the most interesting to me personally. So I gave it 3 stars because I did want to keep it honest. And, it's a book that I felt to be a little bit on the boring side because of the topic of the story. But I like that it is a retelling that isn't Greek or, one of the more popular fairy tales that we all get the retellings about, which I get it. I love a lot of them, like Alice in Wonderland retellings. I read some, which I loved. I read Circe and The Song of Achilles. I liked both of those. And this is pretty much in the same realm as those books, I feel like, just that it's Indian mythology, which I feel like we don't get that much, and it is really interesting at getting to know a different culture and the gods of that culture and how they are portrayed and stuff. Obviously it's a retelling, so I don't know the original myth because I personally have never heard about it because I live in Germany. I don't have a lot of contact with like Indian mythology, and let's be honest, I studied archaeology, but like Egyptian, and I did take a couple of courses on Roman and Greek mythology, and I studied a little bit of like classical archaeology, which is obviously why I knew more when it came to Achilles and Circe and stuff. I had a little bit of knowledge about that. With this one, I obviously didn't. So yeah, that is obviously makes it different with how I perceive the book because I don't know the original material. But I felt like the style of the book was really lovely. It has a really, really lovely narrative style, I feel like. I felt like the characters were really understandable. And yeah, and all in all, I think it's a good book. If you're really interested in the topic, it is pretty much about a mother. Well, it's a goddess, the goddess of a river, and she comes down to earth because, she's just it's just interesting to her. And then she gets cursed to be in the body of a mortal woman, and she pretty much tries to break the curse, and in line with that she has to sire some children. She marries a king, And the story kind of goes from there. I won't tell you too much because I actually think it's really interesting to not know the story, other than if you obviously know the original myth. But yeah, it's obviously a topic I'm not really interested in, I have to be honest, but I still found it to be a really interesting book and really interesting um, retelling. But because you can see that it's obviously been made a little bit more modern, but not really, you know, it's still set in like an older world, but it's understandable for us. I think the foreword of the author also told that like the story is supposed to be really more like confusing and put into like different layers of story, and she obviously made it a little bit easier to understand, which is probably a good thing, you know. And it's a nice way to share the culture and the myth of the Indian mythology, which I think is actually really, really great. So I would recommend it to everyone. It wasn't my personal favorite, but all in all, it's a really, really good book. It's a nice retelling. It's really understandable. Obviously, I just cannot compare it to the original source material. But yeah, go out, read it. I'm actually really happy that I read it. It's really interesting. I would read more Indian mythology, I have to say. I do accept the fact that I'm not the most interested in mythology. Um, and if I am, I do prefer kind of to read the original material or like a translation of the original material, or an explanation of that and not a retelling. But I feel like it did a good job. All in all, in general, for my like opinion, which I have no, you know, real knowledge about the original material. So yeah, that is kind of what I did over the weekend. I don't really know which book I will pick up next, which you will have to wait for, because I will not read anything else today. I'm pretty sure, because in like, I don't know, the next half an hour, my yarn for my sweater should come. So I will probably sit down once that is here and just try to finish my sweater, because I do really want to finish it now that I have the rest of the yarn then. So yeah, that is kind of the goal for the rest of the afternoon. Um, and you know, I'm quite happy with having finished that book. So I'm fine with starting the next one tomorrow. I did also continue with The Lord of the Rings, my reread, but you know, I'm not really counting that. I will not count that to my book count in general, because it's a really quick reread. It's more of a like speed read instead of a detailed reread, because it's not really for the enjoyment of the book, it's for inspiration for tattoos. So yeah, and I'm doing that a little bit like quicker than I would normally read the book. So yeah, that is kind of what I'm up to right now. It is way too warm again. I'm so over summer, I have to say it. But yeah, hopefully your weeks have been going better. I mean, I feel like my reading is steady at least, but I feel like I'm not enjoying it as much as I would want to. So yeah, hopefully that will improve in the next couple of weeks. But we'll see, you know. Sometimes life just is like it is, and we all have to go through it. And you know, I will get happier and more motivated again in a little bit. I'm pretty sure, you know.
Okay, we are now at Wednesday evening. Yesterday, I totally forgot I had a Skype date with my friend, which we did do. But yeah, that meant I didn't read anything else yesterday. And I didn't really get around to doing as much knitting as I wanted to do yesterday, so I did a little bit more of that today. And now I'm just really tired, so I didn't read as much as I wanted to, but you know, it is what it is. I chose a new book, which is completely white, so you can't see much about it. But it's Hummingbird Salamander by Jeff Vandermeer. And it is a weird book, which, if you have read anything else by Jeff Vandermeer, you know that it is a weird book. Um, our main character is a woman who works for like a company that does like safety checks and sells companies fixes for those safety check problems, um, which is kind of interesting. And she talks, or like she seems to be like a little bit of like a spotty narrator. The story is completely from her perspective, and we get like snippets that she pretty much tells us, and she omits names and stuff like that. And yeah, I'm 50 pages in, and it's pretty much like she got a message with like a hummingbird, and the message was hummingbird salamander, and it says something to her, and she's kind of a little bit of like paranoid, and now she tries to find out what all of this is. But she pretty much writes the story after everything has happened, so she does insert like little snippets of what is to come, but like all really vague, and I don't really know anything about what will be happening. Like it's really, really vague. Um, but yeah, it is interesting. I have no idea what to expect with the book, so we'll see. I'm excited to see where this is going. I absolutely love Area X, or if you only read the first one, Annihilation by him. Though I did DNF another one by him, but that was like a really weird fantasy book, like teenager fantasy book, which I didn't couldn't get into. But this one is just weird enough that I still really like it. So yeah, I'm excited to continue tomorrow. Tonight I'm just sadly a little bit too tired to um, concentrate on reading. But yeah, that is pretty much my evening. I'm gonna watch some YouTube videos. I don't know what, but like some kind of YouTube video, and doodle a little bit on my tablet, or like play some, some silly little games on my tablet, just to like wind down for the evening. And yeah, we'll see how much farther I can get tomorrow in the book. Hopefully, quite a bit. Um, but yeah, I don't really know.
Okay, this book, it is getting on my nerves. Let's say it like it is. I am halfway through now. I am not enjoying it. The book is confusing. It is really stressful to read. It is absolutely not nice the way it is written. You don't get any answers at all. I mean, I'm halfway through and we don't even have an inkling what is really happening. It seems to be a book kind of about nature terrorism. Is that the right word? Probably not. Our main character is just really like she's a confusing woman. I don't particularly like her. She kind of is now losing her mind a little bit. We only get snippets of her days. It is incredibly confusing. Uh, I just looked at the Goodreads rating because I don't know, I was a little bit confused. The book doesn't have the best ratings, it has a 3.25 stars. And somebody described it with like feeling claustrophobic while reading the book, and that kind of describes it really, really well. Though that person still gave it a really good rating, and I am right now at a point where I'm actually considering not continuing with the book because I'm not particularly enjoying reading it. I will try tomorrow. If I will find it too hard tomorrow to continue, I will DNF it. I will give it another try tomorrow. I do kind of want to know the ending because of how far I've come now. And I think I will be irritated if I don't know the ending. So if I DNF it, I will at least read the ending. But then, I only have like 170 pages left, so it isn't that much. So yeah, I will try to soldier through it, but it is not a nice book. It is absolutely, Area X and Annihilation were also confusing to read, but they had this charm throughout the book, that kept me reading and that kept me interested in the book. This book is as confusing, but it lacks any and all charm. There's no charm in this book. It's just annoying to read. It gets on my nerves. I have a headache now from reading it, which is also not really nice. So yeah, it is. I don't know. I'm really not happy with it. It's not enjoying. I don't even really know what the book wants to do. Like what kind of genre this is supposed to be. Probably a mystery. It's so hard to put into words. It's so annoying. I don't know. I mean, I at least made a good progress for what it is. I read like, I think 80 pages or something like that, so I'm happy with that, but I will stop reading now because of the headache. I will just watch some videos and just relax for the rest of the evening. And then, yeah, tomorrow is already Friday. I need to get a package out for a friend of mine. I made my scrunchies and I sent them to her so she can get me some feedback if they are like nice to use and what I could do better maybe, and if she likes the yarn. So if I do want to start selling them, I have some feedback beforehand, and she really liked the look of them. So I was like, yeah, let me send you some. So that is also I'm nearly finished with my sweater. I would have to give you an update tomorrow. I'm nearly finished with the second sleeve, and then I only need to put everything together, which I can hopefully do tomorrow. That would be really, really nice. We'll see. But yeah, I will now relax. Hope that the headache will go, and then yeah, tomorrow we will have another lovely update of this horrible mess of a book. I really don't think Jeff Vandermeer is for me. I will need to look through the books he has written and just choose the ones that have really good ratings, because I'm pretty sure he has written other books that have good ratings, not only Area X. I don't even know if Area X and Annihilation have good ratings, but I love the book. It's just nothing else I've read by him or tried to read by him, because I haven't gotten through another book of his. Has been good. So I'm a little bit confused about that. But that happens sometimes. And it's a book I wanted to read and wanted to get through, so I will somehow get through the book. And yeah, we'll see how far I will come tomorrow.
Okay, goal for the evening is now to finish this one. Wish me luck.
Okay, we're here for a check-in. We're gonna come to the book in a minute. First of all, I made a new scrunchie in this color, and I sent my friend some scrunchies so she can give me some feedback, which is nice. And I made it to 2 appointment today for right after I returned from my birthday trip. And I have decided to not do the Lord of the Rings tattoo next, because I just cannot decide at the moment what I want. So I will get a snake tattooed here, a hognose snake to be detailed, which I love hognose snakes. I hope to one day own one, but yeah, it's not the right time at the moment, so I will just get one tattooed on me, which like the head on my hand, and then it will go somewhere around the wrist. But yeah, I'm so happy I made the appointment, because I've been looking for that for a long time now. First came the virus, and then I was just too sick to get a new tattoo, so now that I'm finally better, I can get a tattoo again. Yeah, and now we're coming to the bad points of the evening. I finished it. I actually sat down early today, at like 5 o'clock, and I sat down and I read the rest of the book in like 2 hours now. I think we have like 7 o'clock now. And yeah, I gave it 2 stars. The ending was slightly better than the beginning, but all in all, I was just really disappointed. The way our main character is connected to the woman that the book is mainly about, the eco-terrorist in a way, like she's described as an eco-terrorist. The way the connection goes makes no sense. It's such a flimsy connection, and in the end, the main character destroys her life completely for something that is just totally senseless, and she never needed to go on this witch hunt she's going on and destroying her life in like the way of that, which is totally not necessary. She like this could have all been avoided completely. There's just no sense in this whole book and the whole story, I have to be honest. Yeah, it's not enjoyable. I wouldn't recommend it. Don't get it. Don't read it. It's really not good. It's absolutely not nice readable book. The story is really senseless. The ending is like a nice conclusion in as far as the book could have a nice conclusion, if you remember that it makes the whole story totally senseless, which I just do not get why the story even exists. There's just no reason for the story if you read the ending. So yeah, I don't know. It's a bad book. I didn't enjoy it and I wouldn't recommend it. But I finished it. I didn't DNF it. I finished it. I'm really proud of myself. And so yeah, for tomorrow I will choose another book which I will start tomorrow, but if I will finish it this month, who knows? Um, I don't know. The book, like I feel like I'm a little bit on a burnout now after that, but maybe I can pick up a good book and that makes it all worth it. Who knows? But yeah, so the rest of the evening I will now do some puzzles because I want to sell my puzzles. And yeah, hopefully they're all like I have like I don't know, maybe like 8 or 10 that I want to sell, and I need to make sure that all of the pieces are there beforehand. So I will just watch some videos on YouTube, and yeah, just puzzle for the rest of the evening and not do anything productive in any other way. So those are the plans, and yeah, I will see you tomorrow with a new book I will pick up. Who knows what book? But yeah, I mean, I finished another book this week, which is nice. I mean, 2 weeks a book, I feel like is a really good reading time, at least for me at the current like stage I'm in. I mean, I had weeks where I read like way more. At the moment, I'm good with like a 2 week, 2 book a week reading time, you know. So yeah, I will check in with you tomorrow morning, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so we're gonna end the vlog upstairs this morning because I didn't pick up another book. I planned on picking one up this morning and I stood in front of my bookshelf and I was just, I was really not in the mood to pick a book up. So I think I will give myself like 2 days off of reading after the last book. And yeah, just to chill a little bit. But I did want to show you what I'm making still. I'm still making scrunchies. More of these because the ones I had I sent my friend, and then I'm also working on my sweater and I have attached one of the sleeves now. I need to sew this up so the sleeve is on then, and then I do still have to attach the second sleeve, which this is the part that I hate the most. So the next sweater I am making, I will try and make the sweater in like one go and not have to attach the pieces afterwards because I don't love that, to be honest. But yeah, that's kind of the last check-in. It's a dreary day. I am currently playing Kingdom Hearts, so that's probably what I will do with the rest of the day, to be honest. I am in the mood to play some Kingdom Hearts and get through with that, which I have to say, Kingdom Hearts is a game that I had really rose-colored glasses on for that game. I used to play it when I was younger with a friend, and I tried to get back into it and to like, I think it's the second Kingdom Hearts game that I played, which is not called Kingdom Hearts 2. It's what I'm currently playing is Kingdom Hearts 2, but the game before that. And it really wasn't that great, to be honest. Especially the first Kingdom Hearts, the what is it called? The controls were really, really bad. So yeah, I'm now playing Kingdom Hearts 2, which this one is a lot nicer than the other ones I've played so far. So yeah, that is what I will do the rest of the day. We have a really, really rainy day today, so it's gonna be a chill Saturday, and then I do need to do some housework, just really boring, unimportant stuff. So yeah, I thought I'd end the vlog here. I mean, I finished 2 books. I'm happy with that. And yeah, I rented for like 10 minutes to my partner this morning about Hummingbird Salamander. And he was also like, the book sounds so weird. Why? And yeah, I still can't understand it, and it makes me a little bit angry how the story is told. The longer I think about it, so I need to stop thinking about the book. But yeah, I hope you still enjoyed this week's vlog, and hopefully I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.